Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at an old IBM Thinkpad T43 and seeing how it does with some older games, well, relatively older, and some, again, relatively modern games. Right off the bat, this is different from what I usually do, and the reason I'm even doing this video is because I was inspired by Greenhand Gaming. Check him out, I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description. As he does some excellent videos where he looks at old computers, he brings them back to life, and he tests them out. And really, he's just an awesome guy from what I've seen on YouTube, so yeah, shout out to him. Big inspiration for this little video. Right, so the IBM Thinkpad T43. There's also a T43P version, which I guess is some sort of a slightly higher spec version of the IBM Thinkpad T43. I do not own that. And even the T43 models do vary. With like the ATI X300 graphics card, or I mean, you know, the discrete graphics module inside. Models have varying amounts of VRAM. Mine in particular has 128 megabytes of RAM. My old T43 I used to have back in like middle school had 64 megabytes of VRAM. I think it can go down to as low as 32. I'm not exactly sure though. Anyways, the specs for mine fully are an Intel Pentium M750 at 1.86 GHz, a 14-inch display that runs at a maximum of 1400 and 1050 resolution. It's got a 60 GB hard drive, 2 GB of DDR2 RAM, CD/DVD writable drive, and again the ATI X300 graphics card with VRAM. So yeah, here are the benchmarks for a couple of games I played. So first off, we have Grand Theft Auto 3 here, and I didn't expect it to run well, but it actually surprised me. It ran perfectly smooth for the most part, and I pretty much left all the settings at default, and yeah, I didn't crank up the view distance or anything, all settings default when you install it, and yeah, it ran pretty great. Next up, we have The Binding of Isaac Rebirth with the Afterbirth DLC installed. I kind of knew that this wasn't going to go well, but I wanted to see how well I could push it. Because I have another laptop, a quad-core something or other laptop, and it is pretty weak as well, even though it's quad-cores, you know, have more cores, means whatever. But anyway, as you can see, the menus are very slow. If you ever played Binding of Isaac, the menus do not run this slowly, and when you get into game, your character is basically moving in slow motion. If you're familiar with the stopwatch, or the broken stopwatch, I think it's a stopwatch item. It basically is like that, but like 25% slower, basically, so yeah. Literally, okay, it's playable, but you'd have to imagine you have a stopwatch on, you know. I guess that's something you have for the shopkeeper to play now. Next up is Terraria. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. This one was an oddball a little bit. When I first launched it, it ran pretty well in the menus. I mean, the menus aren't necessarily a great indicator of how games going to run, but I thought, hey, it's a weak game, it might run well. So, yeah, and the menus were going smooth, and assumptions, you know. Anyways, when I got into the game, it ran similarly to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth or Rebirth, whatever you want to call it. And it ran kind of slow. So I went into the settings and I turned the frame limiter to on instead of the default setting was that. I believe it said something like smooth or something to make it look nicer. But when it's set to simply on, it runs pretty acceptably actually. So that's very good. And now we have Portal, the demo, more specifically. It ran pretty well. The frame rates were very high, but oddly enough, when I was playing, it felt fairly jittery, as you can see from the video, no doubt. I'm not sure why this is, but I'm sure if you were to tweak it around a little bit, if you can get it smoother. I don't know why it was jittering so much. I am aware that Source Engine games tend to be CPU heavier. I mean, they rely on the CPU more than they do the GPU typically. So I'm imagining, or I'm thinking that maybe the CPU was having trouble at times, but I don't know, the frame rate did not reflect that, as you can see from the benchmark results. Next up we have Minecraft, and Minecraft again ran at an acceptable frame rate. Everything turned down to low, clouds off, particles minimal, stuff like that, and it ran pretty well. The only thing is, again, similar to Portal, when I was running around and doing stuff, it tended to slow down and jitter around quite a lot. But again, the FPS did not reflect this very well, and I'd say both Portal and Minecraft are very much so playable, despite the jitters. You can get mods for Minecraft that let you even further tweak, like, basically everything within Minecraft, graphically speaking. But, yeah, overall, the IBM T43 ThinkPad, or the IBM ThinkPad T43, is by no means a gaming laptop. It was never really intended for that. It's still good for, like, web browsing, student work, and things of that nature, even coding, depending on what you're trying to do. And overall, you know, I might just use this in school, maybe once I get a new battery, because the battery seems to be a little bit on the side. But, yeah, ThinkPads, as you may or may not know, are found in a lot of businesses, or they once were, and, you know, they're very durable, they have great build quality, you know, they're little tanks, basically. And, yeah, not gaming computers, but, yeah, honestly, for its age, and given the age of the games, I'm pretty impressed, actually, with how it did, so good job, ThinkPad T43. And I have a T60 on its way, so I think I'm going to be doing a video on that too, with the same games, and see how it compares, because it does have marginally higher specs, and I suspect that particularly CPU-dependent games, such as source title games, will have a better time with that dual core. But that will be something I do in the future. Anyways, thanks for watching, and again, shout out to Green Hand Gaming for the inspiration, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.